Hey, welcome back to the Hotel Orloff. It is Sunday morning, almost noon, here in Rural Retreat, Virginia, where we are still under a blanket of snow, but everything's okay. Let's take a look. No, nothing has melted, but we have had a heat wave. It's up to 18, 19 degrees today. And the sun is shining, so it's a good day to look at Mad Magazine and potentially famous monsters. And I think I'm going to try to fire up my Starbird from Christmas of 1978 and see if it still makes noises. So for that, I have purchased a Duracell battery to try that out later on. Don't let me forget that. It's one of my important goals for the day. Okay, so, all right. So with no further ado, let's get started. So how's your wonderful Sunday afternoon? Stay, I tell you. Anyway, it's Sunday. Did I mention that? Isn't it wonderful to be Sunday? Sunday. Okay, so, how dare you? You're moving. Stay, I tell you. Hold on. I mounted the phone on a ladder. So, whoa, you. Stay still, I tell you. Man. Well, that didn't work. No, I need the third leg of the tripod. Come on back. I'm going to have to duct tape a second leg on this tripod. We don't have very good facilities here at the Orloff Inspirational Network. I'm sorry, we don't have high-tech cameras like you guys do. Okay, maybe that'll stay. Okay, so, Mad. This is not a real issue of Mad here. This is not actually issue 17. This is a British edition. So, you don't see those. This lighting stinks. This is a British edition. How about that? But it's 1960s stuff. Yeah, but it's from England. Okay, so I have a couple of other Mad EC comics upstairs. It started as a comic book. They're in the EC box upstairs, but this one was been put in with a magazine-sized bag and board at the store I bought it from. So it's in here with the Mad magazines. So, but this is Mad number 16 from the EC Comics days. Then Mad switched from being a comic book to a magazine when the Comics Code came along, and was very successful. And so the earliest issue I have of it as a magazine is number 32. And this is April 1957. This one I got about, I don't know, a year ago from Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona. I like this on the back. You can cut these out and glue them on a 45 RPM record and then have fake records. This is a Norman Mingo cover. His birthday is January 25th. He worked a little bit for Mad in 56, 57, did these great painted covers. They, the Alfred E. Neuman face has been around since the 1800s, and it would be put on the front of barber shops or dentist shops, and it's because, you know, he's missing a tooth, and, you know, and it would say, "What, me worry?" You know, it's, in other words, it doesn't hurt, you know, it's just, but it was just always something that had been used culturally, and Mad took him on as the spokesperson, and had been used as far back as in the color comics days. But William Gaines wanted a different look to the kid. He didn't want him to be a complete idiot. He didn't want him to look necessarily stupid. He wanted him to look like maybe he knows something we don't, you know, and he wanted there to be some glint of intelligence there, like this guy is just grinning through all the horrible stuff that we're having to endure. So he put out an ad for artists and commercial artists, and Norman Mingo came to, and he'd worked for magazines for years. I mean, Norman Mingo was born in like 1896 or something, so he was like in his early 60s, and he came to the Mad offices, and he says, "Well, what magazine is this I'd be working for?" And they said Mad, and he said, "No, thank you," and he was about to walk out, but then they explained what they wanted him to do, and he's the guy that came up with the definitive portrait of Alfred E. Neuman, and then he worked for a little while for Mad, then he had to go back to his other job, and he came back in 1962. From then on, from 62 through the 70s, I don't know exactly when he stopped, but almost every cover was by Norman Mingo. I think he did like 90-something covers, and then also some of the specials. So altogether, I think he did, and paperback covers. So altogether, he did about 200 or something paintings for Mad. Great artist that no one really talks about. Oh, in between the time that, you know, other artists that would do the covers were like Kelly Frias, and I remember a couple times in the 70s they had Don Martin do a cover. Once or twice, maybe once in the 60s, once in the 70s, but usually it was Norman Mingo. So these in this period of Mad, they had some pretty big names. I mean, Gene Shepard is the guy that, you know, normal people know him from A Christmas Story. Anyway, so, and this issue, that was, I need to get more of these, but, you know, I say that, but will I ever? I hope to. That was 32. This is 40, July 58. And this is Kelly Frias, and of course he's using the same model of the face that Norman Mingo kind of solidified. He wanted, William Gaines wanted a solid model for everyone to do Alfred Newman's face from. So this is July of 58. Notice it has Ernie Kovacs, Andy Griffith, Bob and Ray. They had big names. I mean, Mad was starting to be a really big, I mean, it was a big phenomenon. Mad was a big seller. So, you know, when EC Comics was shut down, it was more of a problem for us than it was for Gaines in a way, because Gaines thrived he just published Mad magazine only, and did very well with it. But I mean, we suffered because we no longer had all the great potential stories that could have been from EC's horror, science fiction, war, crime comics. Everything they did was just great. But Mad continued. Another Frank Kelly Frias cover. This one is 41 from September of '58. I don't have a world-class Mad magazine collection, but you know, I've tried over the years. Wait, that's 48, that's 41. This is 42, November of '58. Man, they got Danny Kaye in this one. Danny Kaye. Okay, 42. Here's 43. And it's another Kelly Frias painting. Because Norman Mingo was off doing his other job that he had been doing before. And then I guess when that job fell off, he just went and in '62 started working for Mad exclusively. 43, 40. Here's 44. I got this at Doc's Records for, you know, $4. Doc's Records is not just a record store. If you're ever in Fort Worth, Texas, it's an amazing record store is what it is, but probably the best record store I've ever been in. But it also has antiques. It has booths of antiques. It's like a little antique mall built into the record store. But all the antiques are amazing. They're all mid-century kind of, oh, I hate to use the word kitschy, you know, really amazing stuff that we would like, you know. Here's one that's not bagged and boarded. This is number 47. Yeah, but at this point they had an album out, Musically Mad, which looks like that. You can hear it on YouTube. At this point, my advice to you is to enjoy what you have. I wouldn't go out and start trying to buy Mads, because I showed you these. I wouldn't try to buy records. I wouldn't try to buy anything except for necessities. And having said that, I just bought an issue of Cracked. And I'm going to be, you know, every month getting a little bit more from my hold pile at Gotham City Comics. But I don't encourage you to be spending frivolously, because I think, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think I have a feeling that bad things are going to happen. In our society, I think you need to be stocked up on supplies. And Mort Drucker, you know, he was one of the guys. But most of the guys at Mad were about the same age, right? But Norman Mingo, he was much older. He was a World War I veteran, and all the rest of them were like World War II guys. He was a different generation. That's 44. Okay, this one was 47. Yeah, Kelly Frias was pretty much the guy that did the covers every issue there for a while. That's 48. Here's 51. Oh. What? Oh, I apparently have 2 copies of that. This one with a ridiculously large spine roll. Yeah, there was someone at Doc's Records that had tons of Mads. Very cheap. They're all up for about $4 each. This is number 54. Here's 55. Mad didn't have advertisements. All the advertisements in the magazine were parody ads. Until Mad was completely taken over in the 2000s, and Warner started putting ads for all kinds of stuff in Mad. This is number 56. July 60. So this is, see, there's Kennedy and Nixon, LBJ. But this is right as the Kennedy-Nixon election was happening. Here's number 57 from September 1960. Special summer issue. Use it as a fly swatter. I got like 4 boxes of Mad. I think I'm only going to go through the first box. Okay, this is another Kelly Frias painting. Number... Wow. Black ink on blue. Maybe you can read it. Yeah, it looks like it's real easy for you to read it with that light on it, but trust me, it's not easy for me. Not that you really need to know. I can't read it. Whatever. You can look it up on mycomicshop.com. I think you really care. This is a classic issue because the painting is just so beautiful. I mean, Frank Kelly Frias, you see his paintings on a lot of science fiction paperbacks and pulps, and great painting. Okay, here comes one not bagged and boarded. Oh, this one's toasty. Like real bad. Okay. This is number 60, January 61. The magazine was supposed to come out like the week, or really the day of the election. So they have it with 2 covers. So, where does it say? There are instructions to the magazine dealers. Display it, once they know who wins, put the magazine out that way. Congratulations, John Kennedy, upon his election as president. We were with you all the way. But if Nixon had won, they would display it like this. We were with you all the way. And that way they could scoop Time, Newsweek, Life, every magazine on the stands wouldn't have, the results on, but Mad would scoop everyone. So, oh my gosh. Look at this wonderful illustration. So, the actual way that the magazine's supposed to be displayed is, the way that the magazine's printed is with Richard Nixon. That's the correct right side way. But you can see how brown this is. That's extreme brownness. This was obviously stored in an attic. And what the merchandise you could get from Mad at that time, there were hardcover books, 3 of them, a statue, and paperback books that you could get. I really could use an upgrade on this issue. I don't really like it. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. Half of the issue's printed so that the Kennedy printed Kennedy ways and half the issues printed Nixon ways. Oh well. A little bit of history there. Yeah. This is, no matter how you look at it, it's going to be a mad year. 1961, the last upside down year until 6009, the first upside down year since 1881. Okay. Number 62, April 61. '64, July 61. All of these were before I was born. Another copy of that. Oh, I have 3 copies of that July 61 issue. Number 65, September 61. You know what I ought to show you, but you probably don't care about? Oh, look at this Cadillac ad. I ought to show you Model Railroader magazine. My brother used to buy that, and I would admire it. And then I have a whole bunch myself from the late 60s, early 70s, because my brother was a model railroader. Here's Kelly Frias, October 61, number 65. This issue will make JFK mad, mostly because he isn't mentioned once. This has got a fold, which I don't think it's a subscription fold. I don't think Mad was sent to subscribers folded, but what do I know? Maybe it was. What? Okay, I guess I have another copy of this same issue out of order. Still Kelly Frias, another great cover. Number 69. I can only imagine how great it was to be a kid and seeing these covers in the drugstore or supermarket. Another copy of 69. I mean, because it was sure wonderful in the 70s seeing these. Another copy of 69. I have 3 copies of that. Number 70. Still Kelly Frias. So let's see where when Norman Mingo is going to take over. July 62, special 10th anniversary issue. It started in 1952 as a comic book. Another copy of that same issue. 73. Warning, do not look at the back cover of this magazine. As I recall, it has like a voodoo hex on it, if I don't think I'm right. I was watching a live stream with a bunch of comic book collectors, and they were having a dispute about whether maybe this issue has the first appearance of somebody or other. And instead of this big bearded guy says, instead of saying I might be wrong, he says I might be right, but it's like that's my wife and I laughed really hard at that. This guy's saying I might be right. October 62, number 74. Looks like Drew there. Is this Norman Mingo yet? Nah. Look at the faces on that totem pole. Another cup? What? These are out of order, ladies and gentlemen. Another copy of this issue. Over the years, you know, I would find these at various places, and they started turning up more often in the last few years at half-price books and places like that. And this is probably, this one's not bagged and boarded. I probably got it at half-price books because they do crazy things. They don't like have magazine bags, so they'll seal it with masking like real wide tape, or they'll use a bag that's meant for a record and fold it over, and it's like completely meant to keep anyone from looking at it in the store, but it's not. It's meant to not for you to take it in and out. So I had to, you know, cut it out of, you know, of the bag, and then I have to have another bag to put it in, and I don't know. I'm just not. I don't know how you guys have all this disposable income, but God bless you, man. It's you chose a better career than I did, you know, and the retirement you're getting, I guess, is a lot better than mine to afford your hobby, because I can't afford. Luckily, I have all this stuff to read, but you know, that's the thing. You retire and then you can't see, and then it's like, well, you have all those books to read. Well, yeah, right. Okay. Whatever, dude. You bitch. What? $74? No. These are all out of order. Okay, where are we at now? December 62. Oh, this is Norman Mingo. It looks like Norman Mingo's back. That's definitely Norman Mingo. You can just tell the way he paints. Got a couple of copies of that issue, and then 76. Also has terrible browning around the edges. A lot of these were probably stored in attics or garages. 78. '79, June 63. Coming up to the horrible time that changed our country forever, the Kennedy assassination, July 63. Another one with a fold in the center. I don't know if it's because it came from the same person's collection, or if that is the way that subscribers. This is number 81, September 63. This one has interesting thing in the letters section. This has had a little bit of moisture damage. Yeah. Oh, this, I wish I could get a better copy of this. This has hold on. It has horror movie ads. The Invasion of the Crab. Look at this one. The Thing in the Mailbox. It's H.P. Lovecraft. Anyway, it's number 81. Yes, I need to upgrade it badly. Okay, here. See that guy there with Alfred Newman on his shoulder? That's Pete Myers, the Mad Daddy. He has a letter here. Think along with Mad. As a longtime fan of Mad, I was nuts enough to be the first DJ to play your new Think Along with Mad album. By the way, the record makes a terrible flying saucer. I found that out when our program director ripped it off the turntable, ran to the nearest open window, and skimmed it across Central Park. Some guys just aren't as mad as others. Pete Myers, WINS Radio, New York City. That was 1010 Wins, New York. Pete Myers, the Mad Daddy. Well, those of you that are into rock and roll know that there's a song by the Cramps called The Mad Daddy. It's about that DJ. He was also a DJ in Ohio, which is where the teenage Lux Interior hurt him. And he was this insane DJ with an insane laugh that would talk and rhyme and play the most insane records, rock and roll records, monster records. There's a few air checks you could hear on YouTube if you type in the Mad Daddy air checks. You can hear what he sounded like. So, you know, and when in the lyrics to the Mad Daddy, look up the song Mad Daddy by the Cramps if you haven't heard it. And when Lux Interior sings, I've got a parachute to land on you. One time, Pete Myers jumped out of an airplane while he was on the air, coming down in a parachute. He was insane. And as unfortunately a lot of people that are wonderful that we love, like Wally Wood and, you know, Jack Cole, he killed himself. But he was provided, I wish there were more hours recorded of his radio broadcast, but his influence is still felt today in the hearts of people that collect all this kind of insane culture that I don't know. Apparently the 300 people that watch this show regularly, we've got about 600 subscribers, but about 300 people that watch pretty faithfully each episode, and you're appreciated and all that. I might want to take a break and go try out that Starbird. Anyway, here in a second. As it gets old, just holding up books, you know. Okay, what am I doing? Wait, these are out of order, man. They gotta be out of order. Did I show you this one? Probably. Number 80? Yeah, I showed you that one. Oh, there's a good one coming up. Oh, boy, is that the best? Man, that's a shame. I need to get a better copy of this. This is the number 82. October 63, Fidel Castro smoking a Alfred Newman cigar. You'll get a bang out of this issue of Mad. Yeah. Oh, my wife's calling. I better go see what my wife's up to. Let me take you with me. So we'll get back to that. Fidel Castro, you guys have heard the rumors that he's actually Trudeau's father, because Trudeau hung out with Castro a lot back around that time period that he was born. And he looks a lot like Castro. Because if you shave the beard off of a young Fidel Castro, I mean, I don't know, but I've been told that he was actually kind of a very good-looking guy. And apparently, if you can speak Spanish and you hear Castro talk, I mean, Castro was not a good guy, but apparently when he speaks, he has a really good sense of humor and is very eloquent. So maybe that's why he charmed the people of Cuba. Okay. So, whatever. Yeah, I didn't know that my copy was that brown, man. But that you just get what you can get. And in Texas, a lot of the books you find are very brown because it's a hot place, and they've been stored. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay. Okay. Starbird. My Starbird that I got for Christmas. It's a spaceship. It was, a toy put out, you know, to cash in on the space craze with Star Wars, And mine's kind of broken a little bit, here and there. And I was looking it up on eBay, and they're pretty expensive. And people were saying, yes, it still works. And I thought, well, I wonder if mine still makes sounds when you... So I bought a battery, and I'm going to go test it out now. Okay, hold on. All right. Now the question is, does my Starbird still work? Go down the basement. I believe that's where it is. You look out the door, look at all this snow outside. It's actually melted a little bit. Well, we lost the sun from earlier, didn't we? What a tragedy. My knee is not hurting as much. I was having all these, I guess, arthritic problems with my right knee, and I'm still kind of going downstairs like not normally, but even though out of habit, even though the pain has. Oh, you guys want to look at DVDs? Maybe I should do that too. Somebody's been down here pooping on the floor. Hopefully, we don't have a homeless person living in the basement. Okay, here's a black cat candle. Let's move that aside. Yes, here indeed. Man, I was looking up these Ham's beer. Man, those things go for over $1,000. Man, here's my Starbird. Come Come on, Drew, let's go upstairs. I need to come in here and do some cleanup for sure. Maybe that'll be my goal for today. Okay, and then in here, the DVDs. Honestly, the reason I've been not wanting to come in here and show DVDs is because it was kind of cold down here. But I'll come and show the DVDs here. Maybe now. But I'm going upstairs first to fix my Starbird. Starbird, see? You remember these things? See, that's got to put the battery in. Or maybe I should do a complete separate episode for the DVDs. Well, maybe I should upload this Mad one, and then okay. I have a piece of this Starbird that I need to glue on that I think is in the library. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Yikes. Okay. Battery. Starbird. Looks like this. Now these guns should fire, and it should make sounds when it goes down and when it goes up. See this, I think I have the broken piece in the library. I'll have to go check. I just need to super glue it on. So we have to open. Do I have a coin on? No, I don't have a coin. So I'll use a key. Oh, listen, you know, when I complain about people using the term key issue, don't let that get to you, man. You can still keep saying key issue. I don't matter, man. I'm nobody. Oh, shit. That's not good. I'm damaging it. I don't like it because it reminds me of modern comic book collectors who have made up this term key issue. And there's a guy on YouTube that goes into comic stores and says, "Where are your key issues?" And he went into one, and the comic store owner said, "Well, you'll just have to look." And he got really mad and indignant that this comic store hadn't a special section for key issues. And it's just like this entitlement and this feeling that I'm only going to collect key issues. I'm only going to buy issues that have first appearances of characters or something significant happen. The first appearance of Zebop the bunny or something. It's like, it's ridiculous. And so I resent that term for that reason. I was watching a video yesterday, and someone was saying, well, I don't know if I want to use the term key issue because some of you don't like it. I think I'm the only one that doesn't like it. So maybe I can think of one other person in San Francisco that kind of commiserates with me about it. But don't worry about us. We don't matter. We have, tiny little comic collections compared to you guys. It doesn't matter. I just don't like anything to do with these modern millennials that collect comics that think the 1990s were great and slabbed their comics and look for key issues. I don't have anything in common with them. I'm going to have to get a coin to open this up, man. And I'm poor. I don't even have a penny, but I might have some coins in the other room. Let me go. Oh, excuse me, girl. The dog. Ah, shit. there's a coin. What is this coin, man? I don't know if I want to use this coin. Tell me what this coin is. I may have to go out to the car. What kind of coin is that? Can you see that? What is that, man? I don't know what that even is. But it might be worth thousands of dollars, so. Why do they make it so darn hard? Come on, Milton Bradley. There we go. Oh, shit. There's still a battery in here. What kind of a frickin' moron. So, you see, there's a battery in there, probably from the 70s or 80s. When batteries look like that, ever ready. I need to throw this away. Okay. I was afraid that I might have actually left a battery in there from Christmas of 1978 or something. Okay. So I might have to clean off the terminals or something. Maybe we'll just luck out. Oh, it seems like it's making some kind of noise. Now I dropped the battery. Where? Oh. The battery was in there, but it wasn't attached for some reason. Okay. Now let's see if it works. Oh, yeah. And when you go up, and then you go down, and then you can fire the guns. One's a little dim. The sounds of Christmas morning, 1978, ladies and gentlemen. Ah! Let me see if I can find that part of the wing, man. I know it's here somewhere. Amazing. Okay. I'll find you yet, you piece of plastic. Yeah. Oh, well. Starboard still works, man. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? There's some dog poop, ladies and gentlemen. You can see some real stuff downstairs. Yeah, well. Okay, well, so much for that excitement. I want to wash my hands after touching that corroded battery. Starbird. Do you have a Starbird? Just think, when that toy came out, Donnie and Marie were still on television. I had a feeling it would work. Milton Bradley didn't let me down. Okay, I'll sit you guys down. Okay, so I also have a request to see Famous Monsters of Filmland. That's upstairs. I may just do that upstairs because I don't want to bring the box down. Whoa! Okay. I've got to see, this leg keeps falling off the tripod. This leg here, I gotta get it back on. Okay, what happened to the music, man? All right, Mad. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, we're looking at the Fidel Castro issue. Here's number December 63, number 83. And then okay, so best I can figure, this is probably the issue that was on the stands when Kennedy was assassinated, because it's January of '64. Yeah, so 2 months before that, his magazines are always dated 2 months in advance. So, yeah. Okay, a lot of times these fake ads would be staff members of the magazine, and I used to know who that was, but I used to know a lot of things. But anyway, you know, if I make fun of the term key issue, it's all right. I'm not going to do what normal people do. I just can't do it. Normal people. Okay. We're getting further along. I mean, we're with the cracked. No, we're not. I have 2 copies of that issue. Now, this painting had probably already been done, but this close to the Kennedy assassination, this issue's cover is a little, might have struck people a little bit of questionable taste. But I'm sure that painting was done before the assassination. This is April '64, number 86. The Lawrence of Arabia parody, and one of the first Mads I ever got, a Mad special. It had a reprint of that Lawrence of Arabia parody. June '64, number 87. And then... Damn, that's the best... No, man. I thought I had one in better shape than this, without the brown around the edges. But this is a classic cover where, you know, because Frankenstein was, you don't really understand. You know, before the Beatles came along, Frankenstein was a big cultural, it was, Frankenstein's monster was like all over the place, you know, with the model kits and the movies that were being shown on television, and there were all these songs being written about Frankenstein. I mean, really, there were. And the Monster Mash, and anyway, it's a reference to the Aurora models that were popular at the time, and Frankenstein's building a model of what's monstrous to him, Alfred E. Newman, but, you know, later, Aurora did a model kit of Alfred E. Newman that actually looked a lot like that he's building. So these are the paperbacks that you were able to get at that time. See, Mad was everywhere because there were Mads, the regular issues of Mad coming out, and then there were the Mad specials, and then there were the Mad paperbacks. I mean, you just couldn't avoid Mad. This is September '64, number 89, by the way. And then we come to a Christmas issue, number 92. And these Christmas issues always had this ad. Whenever I think of Christmas, one of the first things I think of as far as Christmas goes, I think of this ad, and it's not in here. Oh, well. There was an ad with the Christmas Carol, Scrooge with the Ghost of Christmas Past, and he's Alfred E. Newman, and it was really cool. I'll find it in one of these Christmas issues. This is number 92, January '65. Number 93, March '65. This one is got a pedigree because it belonged to Chicken Man, Mark Harris. No, I'm sorry, Mike Harris was Chicken Man. That was 93. 94 as one of those great classic covers from Norman Mingo with Alfred Newman on the Empire State Building. Gorillas trying to shoot him down. Number 96 from July of 65. Okay, that last one with the King Kong, that's April 65. That's the month I was born. But the one that would have been on the stands, I guess, when I was born would be the June. I don't know, this is July 65, so I was just barely born when this came out. So I had not yet discovered Mad. So these are not my childhood copies. These are not ones that I picked up off the rack. I think that's another thing. I think that there's an acronym, OTR, off the rack, but that's an acronym that's already taken by people that listen to old time radio. OTR means old time radio, and I don't say LCS. Oh, I need to write that down. I've been writing down things that annoy me. This is number 98. Because those things that annoy me, if I just say them in videos, I figure I'll get more subscribers because I'll seem cool. Where's my pen? Oh, yeah. OTR, LCS. Okay, what is the word people use for their comic book collection? PCS. Personal comic collection. That would be PCC. No, it's not. No, I'm messing up. So far, I've got Pull the Trigger, Grail, Presents Well, Comic Book Community, Raw Comics, 9.8, Key Issue, Tech for Detective Comics. Going Forward, but that's not a comic book thing. That's all idiots of every persuasion say going forward and moving forward, not realizing they were trained to say that by communist influencers. Comic book centric, OTR, LCS. Oh, it's just PC. Personal collection. That's what it is, right? Oh. And if you use these terms, it doesn't mean that you're a moron. It just means that you've heard morons say these and things. And, oh, there was another one. I'm not even going to say that one. Because some of these words are used by people I respect greatly, so I'm like, I better not say that one. Okay. All right, we already saw that. Wow. Number 99. Oh, look, I can see it. I can see the effect working on the camera. Is it hypnotizing you yet? Oh, you know what? If I get a close-up of that eye, that might be a really great thumbnail to use for this stupid episode. If I could get the light just right. That's better. All right. December 65. Oh, this might have the Christmas ad. I was telling you, it's like a subscription ad. So how are you guys doing today on this wonderful Sunday? Donald Trump's going to do another rally in North Carolina this afternoon, evening. The mainstream media is trying to say that Donald Trump is now demented because he accidentally said Nikki Haley's name when he meant what's the other dummy? Nancy Pelosi. I can't remember their names either. Nancy Pelosi, Nikki Haley, that sounds like the same person. Oh, it's the same issue. It's just, I have 2 copies of it. Okay, let's look for that Christmas ad. Be there, man. It's not there. Maybe it came later. Here's the Aurora model kit that I told you would happen. And, oh, they got Chad and Jeremy reading Mad. Maybe next Christmas. Horror movie scenes we'd like to see. Great Jack Davis art. Look at that. Everyone likes Jack Davis Frankenstein. I gotta show you that. Jack Davis drew some great Frankenstein covers for Sick magazine, which was one of the imitations of Mad. There was Cracked, and then there was Sick, and those were the three main ones. Here's number 100. Ooh, it's got a fold inside there. January 66. Man, I bought this at Half Price Books, and I don't think I've opened it. Those morons put it in this sleeve and let it be folded in there. I wouldn't have allowed that. I bought a bunch of these right before we moved from the old country, and then they were put in a box, and then we moved here, and I haven't even honestly opened this issue. Sure smells good. What's that? This is a parody of Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, which is a movie I haven't seen. Toy Manufacturer of the Year. I mean, it's the same thing Cracked did, except Cracked had that female reporter interviewing. Obviously Mad did it first. Al Jaffe art, excellent. Dave Berg. Future Broadway musicals. Did I just see a Tarzan one? Oh, they got Richard Burton on Broadway playing Tarzan. The staff of Mad seemed to be maybe they were going to a lot of Broadway musicals, because they seemed to be very in touch with what was going on Broadway, and they kind of expected the average 12-year-old reading Mad to know all the Broadway musical songs, and then they would do parodies, and you'd have to sing to the tune of such and such song. And I don't think the average 12-year-old knows that many Broadway musical songs, but then they did get played on the radio a lot back then, and the Ed Sullivan Show and everything, so maybe they were aware of them. It's hard for me to speak definitively about a time when I was 1 year old, but I am kind of an aficionado, historian, aficionado. Oh, I've never said that word out loud before in my life. I am a big fan of the 1960s and 50s, so I know a lot about it, even though I was barely aware at the end of the 60s, and there was a back problem flaring up there, sorry. This is issue 101, March of 66. Um, 102, April 66, my first birthday. And that is not Norman Mingo. That looks like Kelly Frias.